Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Call me pissed off right now because I had a whole bunch of camera/computer issues in the last week, and I had videos that I had to come back today to refilm entirely, and videos that were missing their last portion of their videos or their first portion of their videos. And this one I actually had uploading into YouTube and went in to check on it. It was still sitting at 40%. So I refreshed it knowing I was going to have to pull the video back in so that it would continue uploading. Then went to go pull the video back in and the video disappeared. So I don't know what's going on with my computer. I think it's time for a new one. But hello. Hi, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for coming back to support me. I'm gonna try and be quick because this is my 20 worst products from 20 brands in 20 minutes. It's the counterpart to the video that I did last week in regards to 20 best brands, and these were both inspired by JenLuvsReviews. Jen is an amazing channel, and I will link all of her information down in my description box. She inspired all of us to do this set of videos, so yay you, Jen. Go Jen for creating a tag you didn't know you were creating. So the first product I have here is from Tarte, and this is actually a product that I'm certain everybody on the planet loves but me. And it is the Tarte Shape Tape. It is no longer in my collection because I used it up last year in my project pan and I will not repurchase it. It makes my under eyes look like crap. It dries them out so bad. I feel like it makes me look like I'm 90 when I'm wearing it. So in the end, I did use it as like an eye primer or to lay down a base for like a halo eye, but that is how it worked for me, and I'm just not going to spend $30 on a concealer to use it as an eye primer. And that's just not going to happen. So that is my worst product from Tarte in my opinion. Again, these are my opinion. These products might work well for you. They just don't work well for me. So the next product I have is still in my collection, and tell me why I have 3 of them. They are the Too Faced Melted Latex Lip Glosses. Why? Why do I have 3 of these? These are liquefied high shine lipsticks that go on and go all over your face. I have a problem with lipsticks in general. My lips are quite wonky and small, and so I put lipstick on and I make a hot mess of my face with them. Tell me why I got 3 of these guys that want to go all over my face. This one's not so bad. It's kind of pretty. It's the Unicorn Tears one. It's not so bad, but this one is horrible. When I put it on, it kind of looks like grape jelly, and it goes all over my teeth, all over my face. It's a mess. They're a mess. The next item I have is by Cover FX, and it is the Blurring Primer. I did get this in a boxy charm, and I did use quite a bit of it, but this goes on my face, and I tried it with all kinds of different foundations, and it just, I have a problem with putting something on my face, putting a foundation over the top of it, and then touching my face and pulling my hands away and finding, vacancies where my makeup used to be, and now my makeup is all over my hand. And I know that it was this primer doing it because I have used, even my Holy Grail foundation came off my skin when I used this, and I don't, it's a silicone primer. I should have known better. I don't typically like blurring primers in the first place, but I did use quite a bit of it because I wanted to love this product. I love Cover FX as a brand. This just isn't the product for me. The next thing I want to talk about is Stila, the Stay All Day Lip Liners by this brand. Stila Stay All Day Lip Liners are awful. I find that they look terrible on my lips. They go on and you can see every crack or crevice hiccup. I do buy lip liners with the intention of sometimes using them as a lipstick. This looks horrible as a lipstick, but it also looks horrible as a liner. It's super patchy, super cakey, and it just doesn't work very well for me. The next thing is the Maybelline Superstay matte lipsticks, and I bought this because a partner of mine when I worked at Starbucks wore the gray one of this line all the time and loved it, swore by it. She wore it all day. She ate, she drank, it stayed on. I was like, wow, that's an amazing liquid lipstick. So I bought myself one, and it is so patchy. Do you see how patchy this is? And there is no getting it not patchy. And when it started to wear away, it looked horrible on my lips. And I don't think it's because it's the dark color. I do wear a lot of dark lipsticks a lot. They look really good with my complexion. But this one, in addition to the fact that it's super patchy, it just wore away horribly. The next thing I have is by ABH. The worst product in my opinion from ABH is their stick foundations. I do have two of them. I have Warm Tan and I also have Banana. Warm Tan was a little too orange for my skin, so I bought Banana just to even the color out. But you know, you get these on your skin and they are the hardest things to blend out. They are not creamy at all. They're super dry and they cling to every aspect of your skin that is texturized by any means or sink into the fine lines and don't really make your skin look amazing. They work well for filming. I will put these on and film in them because they're extremely high coverage, but other than that, they do not work at all. The next thing I have is this NYX white liquid eyeliner. This guy cracks when you use it. I really wanted, I watch a lot of Raw Beauty Christy and she does a lot of special effects makeup. Her and another friend of mine named Caitlin, who does a lot of special effects makeup, and they use the NYX white eyeliner, and I don't notice it cracking for them, but for me this thing cracked. So I need to find a white eyeliner that doesn't crack like this one does, because once I get it on my eyes it starts cracking apart and flaking, and it's just not good. The next thing I have on my list is an item I no longer have in my collection, and it is the Makeup Revolution Fortune Favors the Brave palette. This was the most horrible palette I have ever tried. It is, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Makeup Revolution to begin with, but I do have some Makeup Revolution items that work really well. I like their stick foundation. I like some of their palettes. Their recent Reloaded palettes are pretty good. This palette was awful. And in addition to that, the pan sizes were about the size of a pencil eraser. So, I mean, they're pretty microscopic. It was super hard to get your brush into them. So I ended up giving this palette to my daughter. It was just super chalky and had zero pigmentation to it. It's pretty decent range of shades. If any of them worked at all, that would be super. The next thing I have, I also do not have in my collection anymore, and it is the Pure Cosmetics Soiree Diaries. This is a palette that we received in BoxyCharm. It is a palette that I gave my daughter also. The 4 glitter shades down at the bottom were so chunky, and I mean, they were beautiful once they were on the eyes, but they were so chunky that they were super hard to deal with and super hard to blend out. And the other shades in the palette looked exactly the same, or were too light for anybody's skin tone. Unless you were the fairest of the fair, like I'm talking paper white, these did not show up on your skin. It was so funny because I did that was back when BoxyCharm was still running contests for, you know, certain photos that you turned in, and I did a swatching photo of them, and I had 6 shadows that you couldn't see on my skin, 2 matte shadows that look the exact same, and then 4 super chunky, gross metallic shades that were just awful. And you dug into the pans to the metallic shades and they were immediately panned. It was the weirdest thing, but the worst product that I've come across from Pure. The next thing I have is these ColourPop, what are these called? Supernova shadows. This one I kept because I kind of dig it as a color, and it, if I can get it to work, is really, really pretty. But it is super, well, you can't tell the patchiness. You can't tell the patchiness on that swatch, but when it gets on the eyes, it's super patchy. It dissipates rather quickly once you get it on the eyes. And maybe I don't have the right eyes for this kind of shadow, but I did a video that kind of took liquid eyeshadow against liquid eyeshadow, and ColourPop was kind of at the bottom of that. Steelers work well for me. Essence works well for me. These were horrible. It's chunky and patchy and not my favorite by ColourPop. The next thing I have, I also do not have in my collection anymore. None that's open anyways, I don't think. I might have it actually. Hold on. The next thing I have is by Smashbox, and it is the Smashbox Cover Shot palettes. I don't know how many you guys have had. I've had 3 in my collection. This is just one of them. This is the most horrible color story. But in addition to that, these have 0 pigmentation. Every Cover Shot palette that I have came across has 0 pigmentation. They either all muddy together and look the same exact color, or they don't work at all. So everybody loves these. Everybody loves these. I don't understand why they don't work for me. I think Samantha March put them on her list for Smashbox 2 is the worst, so at least there's one other person on this planet that doesn't like these, but I don't like these. They are, I like Smashbox's brand, but I cannot stand those Cover Shot palettes. The next brand I have is L'Oreal, and this item I no longer have in my collection. It is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This foundation I purchased because it was supposed to be a dupe for a NARS foundation that I fell in love with after receiving it as a sample from Sephora, and it just wasn't. It wasn't a dupe at all. It was horrible. This foundation stuck to every dry patch of skin I had on my face. It didn't cover anything. It smelled bad, and it broke me out. This was the worst foundation I have ever tried, and that includes the ABH stick foundations. This foundation was just, it was horrible, and so many people like it. I could not hang with it. I ended up mixing it with another foundation that I was trying to finish off in order to get it finished, and when I was mixing it, because of the dilution of it, I guess I didn't break out as much, but it was still horrible, and it smelled so bad from the beginning, not at the end when it was probably on the verge of expiration, but from the beginning it smelled. The next thing I have is from Ofra, and this will probably surprise some people, but it's not that I hate this product. It is the Ofra Makeup Fixer. It's not that I hate this product. It's that I cannot use it because it's so perfumed. Makeup companies, when you have something that you are asking people to spray on their face, don't perfume it to the extent that people cannot handle it. This is so floral. It is awful. It is so potent that I can't use it on my face without getting a headache. And it has a really nice spritzer. It has an amazing spritzer. Whew. But it smells so badly of perfumed fragrance, perfumed floral scent that I can't use it on my face. The next thing I have is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. I wanted to love this so much, and you know what, you guys, it's not horrible. The pencil portion, just there's not a lot in it, so it ran out super quickly, and then the portion of the other portion, the like brush tip that you use to do hair strokes, it's just not super pigmented. It's not pigmented enough that you get, this is it right here. It's not pigmented enough that it does much for my brows. So like, I honestly felt like it was far too much money for what you were getting as far as product goes. So I wanted to love the product, but I just couldn't. The next thing I have is from Laura Geller, and it is the Laura Geller Line and Define Dual Dimensional Eyeliner. I did get this from Ulta a really long time ago as a, like, just, I don't know, it just came as a free gift in the mail, and it was the weirdest thing, but I thought I was going to love it because it's got a liquid eyeliner on one end and a kohl pencil on the other. You guys can see that the kohl pencil is not very used. It's because it's shit. It is the worst kohl pencil on the planet. It is nice and black, but it smudges everywhere. It goes everywhere. And the liquid portion dries out super fast. This is dried out right now, but if I press really hard, I can get something out of it. If you go light strokes, like I would normally do to build up a wing, you just can't see it. They came out with all different colors of this, and it was just a flop in my opinion. And the next thing I have on my list I don't have in my collection anymore, and it is the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Primer. This is the green primer by e.l.f. and it's supposed to be color correcting to some extent. The problem with this primer for me is that it was super thick. I could feel it on my face, and it turned everything I put on top of it kind of gray because of the green undertone. The green undertone didn't sink in and correct any kind of coloring. It just turned everything on top of it gray. The next thing I have is the JCat Beauty eyeliners. These guys are horrible. Again, not because they're not pigmented. They're definitely pigmented, but because they just kind of go everywhere. They don't stay in one place. Like, you can get like an Urban Decay eyeliner that you're going to put in your waterline and it's going to stay there forever, and you're not going to have to worry about it, you know, creeping into the corners of your eyes. These three colors right here are the JCat Beauty eyeliners that I have in my possession, and they are great. They're pigmented, but they like to work their way into the corner of my eye and create, you know, multicolored eye crispies. And they're disgusting. So I quit using those a long time ago. They smudge out really nice. If you put them on your lid and then smudge them out, they smudge out really nice. But that's the problem too. I mean, that's just smudge everywhere. They don't stay where you want them to go. The next one I have on here is this Vintage Cosmetics eyeliner, and this is a nice black eyeliner. It is really black, but it's hard. It is so hard, and to put it into your waterline, you like stab yourself with it to put it into your waterline. In addition to that, it also is just really smeary. It smears, it goes everywhere. I don't use it for anything except for smudging out the like outer V of my eye anymore, because I don't want this to create black eye crusties or smear all over my face. The last two things I want to talk about I no longer have in my collection. And the first one is by Milk, and it is their Kush mascara. I liked the mascara. I really liked the mascara. I liked what it did for my lashes. What I didn't like about it, and why it is in my worst products, is because it irritated my eyes so bad. I don't know what was in it that irritated my eyes to the extent that it did, but every time I wore this mascara, I wanted to gouge my eyeballs out with forks so that I could scratch my eyeballs. It was the worst mascara I have. Besides drugstore mascaras, there's a lot of drugstore mascaras that I encounter that do that to my eyes as well, but that one was the first high-end mascara I have ever dealt with that makes me want to burn my eyeballs out of my face. It was the worst. And the last product that I have for you is by Benefit, and it is the Boing Hydrating Concealer. It's the concealer that had the hydrating outer core and the concealer inner core, and it came in a stick. This concealer made my under eyes look like I had a grease slick going on. Anything I set on top of it was not going to stay. Anything underneath it was destroyed by the hydrating outer rim. It was the worst concealer I have ever tried in my life, and the worst Benefit product out there. Oh, now I can breathe. thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Sorry about the rant in the beginning, but it really does piss me off that I'm having such computer issues right now. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it enough that you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here in YouTube Nation. And I hope that you liked it or liked me enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel, because I do upload content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday or Sunday, depending on my work schedule. My work week is so busy with travel and everything else that sometimes I don't get my Friday video up in time because I'm editing and whatnot on the road, that it does come out on Sunday instead. But typically it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Typically it's at 9 a.m. on those days, but sometimes it's not. So go ahead and hit that notification bell so you are notified every single time I upload. I really hope to hear you guys in the comments section sound off on what your least favorite product by whatever brand is out there. And again, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Until next time, bye guys. Recording.
I brought you water.
Thank you. What is that?
Nitro cold brew, salted cream cold foam, sub vanilla.
Yuck. Thank you.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.